Good morning, everybody. It was not such a great morning for me to start out with. I emailed Mackinac Wheels last night because I hadn't heard back from them, and my mom told me I should email them, so I emailed them, and I got a thing early this morning about 9:30, 10 o'clock that said, oh, we talked to so many female candidates, and we already hired a ton of them, so we don't have space in the housing we have for the females for the girls, that we decided that we had to cut, and you're one of the ones that are getting cut. So I don't have a job in Mackinac Wheels, and my heart hurts, my head hurts. I mean, I have talked about this so many times. My dream is not just to go up there for the summer. My dream is to go up and live there year round, and now I don't know, but I'm trying to think so positively right now, because I put in my application at a bunch of other places, and I think what hurt me the most is they said, go try the Mackinac Island job posting page on Facebook. I'm like, that's where I've been going. Every other job has pretty much been from there, or from the Mackinac Island website, or from Indeed, and this is just heartbreaking. I mean, I heard from the woman from Little Mackinac, from the Luxuries, and I had to resend my resume to her. So I am just so upset and sad, because while I wouldn't be upset about spending another summer down here, because that would mean a trip to Michigan's Adventure if I found another job. That would mean a trip to go to the Star Wars night at the Loons game, go to Star Wars night at the Loons, and all other sorts of fun stuff to do this summer with my family. But I really want to get back up to Mackinac for an entire summer, and so I am devastated. But I still have a few more applications in at places, so I just have to cross my fingers and hope that one of them will be a positive, and if not, I guess in February I start trying to apply for jobs here in Midland. My mom says I should try getting into a manager training program, because apparently I'm a good leader, so maybe I'll have to look into that, finding a manager training program somewhere in Midland, or applying to work at the Center for the Arts or someplace like that. So I'm just so frustrated and upset about this whole thing this morning. And I shouldn't be. I mean, I'm supposed to be talking to you guys about Rebels, so let's do that. Let's do a total 180 in my mood and move on from being totally depressed and heartbroken to being hopeful that maybe I will get a job still up there. And of course, Rebels is all about hope and believing in yourself, so that's what I have to do. So let's talk about Rebels and the trailer. And oh my gosh, that was an amazing trailer. It's insane. Where's my tablet? Because I wanted to do some stuff. So, okay, there's my tablet. And I am really bad at doing this one-handed. My tablet is balanced on my knee. So, it's been weird. I mean, I just tried on, I have a couple pair of these yoga style pants my mom got me like 2 or 3 years ago, and I wore one for the first time in like a year or two. I think I wore them like once when I got them, and I didn't wear them again because I thought they were too tight. And I wore one pair last night, and I put it on, I'm like, wow, these got bigger. So I have lost enough weight that the few pairs of my leggings, they aren't actually leggings on me anymore. I have one pair that I wear a lot. They're actually more like pants on me because they're so loose. So I'm not looking for, I'm trying to find, I can't spell synopsis. There we go. And then Star Wars Rebels. So we'll start out with Han Solo and then move on to Star Wars Rebels. Star Wars Rebels Season 4. Okay, here it is. So I'm going over the synopsis first. I'm sure everybody's heard it so far, but the synopsis for Solo is: board the Millennium Falcon, journey to a galaxy far, far away in Solo, a Star Wars story, an all-new adventure with the most beloved scoundrel in the galaxy. Through a series of daring escapades deep within a dark and dangerous criminal underworld, Han Solo meets his mighty future co-pilot Chewbacca and encounters the notorious gambler Lando Calrissian in a journey that will set the course of one of the Star Wars saga's most unlikely heroes. Which, since they had the pictures of the Millennium Falcon, I'm sitting there going, oh, this is going to be the story of how Han got the Falcon. because everybody knows the Falcon was Lando's, and I don't know what I'm looking for. Ah! Here we go. The Falcon was Lando's, and Han won it for him, so I definitely feel like a big chunk of this movie is going to be Han getting the Falcon from Lando. Which, when I say it, sounds a little like Hondo, Lando. So they have released a few more. So Rebels trailer dropped yesterday. It was such big news that CNN even covered the new Star Wars Rebels trailer. That's how big this thing was. Like, I was just looking for news, and I see Star Wars Rebels. I'm like, oh. Okay, first thing, most devastating, is Star Wars Rebels is coming back on February 19th. Why is that devastating? Because the series finale is March 5th. Rebels will only be back for 3 weeks. On the 19th and what's after the 19th? The 19th and the 26th, they will be airing 2 episodes each. Then on March 5th, the series finale will actually be 90 minutes because they'll be doing the final 3 episodes back to back to back. So that is kind of heartbreaking that it's coming back, but we're only going to have it for 3 weeks and then it's done. So I like the 90-minute series finale, but I really wish it was like separate from the series itself. Maybe just give us 1 more week of Rebels. But that trailer was awesome. I have to agree with Hera. I don't like Kanan's hair. He looks so weird. I mean, for the entire series, he's had like that little tail. He's like the little ponytail, and then he got the goatee, and then he got knighted, and he grew the beard, and he's been like scruffy and stuff, and then all of a sudden the ponytail is gone, and he's clean shaven. I'm like, what the heck? That's not Kanan. Of course, this one person whose reaction I watched said him cutting his hair and being clean shaven kind of makes him more of that Jedi Knight. I'm like, you don't have to be clean shaven to be a Jedi Knight. Seriously? I mean, I think most characters are like, oh, we're knighted. Okay, time to grow a beard. I'm like, why? So it's weird seeing the new hairstyle of Kanan. It's weird that they would do that so close to the series ending, but they did. I mean, it's insane. Of course, I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room, or let me put it another way. I'm going to talk about the Sith Emperor in the room. At the end, we got that big reveal. Sidious is going to be on Rebels, as we know him at this point. Emperor Palpatine, still Sidious, but he is going to be on Rebels, and he had in his line, he said, Ezra Bridger, mine at last. I do a really bad Emperor voice. And I'm like, what? No, how? Huh? I'm like freaking out. I'm totally curious. I'll admit this, I did think it was Sam Witwer when I saw the trailer, because Sam Witwer did play Palpatine / Sidious in the Clone Wars. He did do that voice. So I thought it was Sam Witwer. He has played Emperor Palpatine before, so he's played Sidious before, so I was up there going, I think it's Sam Witwer. It's not Sam Witwer! I went on Twitter afterwards, and he said, it is not me. He actually said, it is not me playing the voice of Sidious. Or Palpatine. But you guys should know who it is. He's really well known, and he is like the one person to play this character. All of a sudden, I'm like, no way. And then I read all these articles. It's official. Ian McDiarmid, I hope he's saying his name right, the sweetest guy on planet Earth who portrays one of the nastiest villains to ever walk the galaxy in Star Wars. Palpatine himself is doing the voice of Palpatine in Star Wars Rebels. That is insane. I am super excited. I cannot believe that. I was like, oh. I just love watching these trailer reactions because they start out with the look back and then they start and then it's like, oh, there's Kanan, he's cool. Oh, look, Rex and Gregor. I keep saying Rex and Gregor. It's Gregor and Wolf are back. It's cool. And then all of a sudden, Ezra Bridger. Oh my God, it's Palpatine! Everybody freaks out at that moment, and I'm just sitting there laughing. I freaked out too, but I'm excited to see Gregor and Wolf back because Dave Filoni said they were being back, so they're back. And of course, that throws a monkey wrench into is Rex the old man on Endor and on the Force Move Endor in Return of the Jedi, because people have been saying it is, and they did say, oh look, jungle fatigues, but now they show jungle fatigues, and Wolf is wearing them. So is it Wolf or Rex? But I think it's Rex. Wolf has a cybernetic eye, so I think it's Rex on the Force Moon of Endor. So that's cool. Everybody's like freaking out. Everybody's like, we know Hera lives through Scarif in Rogue One. Hera actually makes it all the way through Return of the Jedi, post Return of the Jedi. If you watch Forces of Destiny, I hate to spoil it for you guys, but Hera is a general in the Rebel Alliance for pretty much the entirety of the Rebellion and beyond. So, guess what? At least we know one member of the Ghost Crew, maybe two, because Chopper, and three, if you count Rex, are going to make it through to the final battle and see the end of the Empire. Phew! Still not sure about Kanan and Ezra, though, but still, it's so cool. There was so much stuff. You saw the Convor, which Ezra says, I've seen you before, and I'm like, oh, I know the answer to that one! I've been calling it Ahsoka's Convor, but when I saw the coloring of it, and I saw this originally, I didn't stop thinking about it. The coloring is like the daughter from the Mortis arc. So I'm like, oh. And on top of that, for you Clone Wars fans who are eagle-eyed, who spotted it at the end of the trailer, near the end of the trailer, Ezra stands in front of like a wall mural hieroglyphics that depict the father, the son, and the daughter from Mortis. So obviously Mortis is probably going to have something to do with the end of Rebels, which of course is kind of becoming par for the course because they have talked about how with these newer movies, with the Rebels, with everything, they want to get deeper into the Force and just what it is and what it means. I'm going, as long as you don't talk about midi-chlorians, because that totally blew my brain when I was like 11. I'm like, what the heck are those? They said there wouldn't be science. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to tie in the Force wielders from Mortis, that family, into the end of Rebels. But it's really going to be awesome. So I can't wait to see it. I am super psyched. I am pumped. I'm sad that we're only going to have 3 weeks, but it's pumped. And they've released a couple more episode descriptions. The only one they haven't released yet is the final episode. The final 2 episodes, which I have lost. The final 3, which are called A Fool's Hope, Family Reunion, and Farewell. No! But they have released the other one. So Jedi Knight, the one that will air on the 19th, is the Ghost Crew Interferes. I speak perfect English, okay? No, the Ghost Crew infiltrates, see, the Imperial headquarters on Lothal to save one of their own. Doom, reeling from a Doom in capital letters, Doom, just like Knight and Jedi Knight is spelled with an N. Reeling from a devastating loss, the Ghost Crew rallies together to find a new purpose and resolve. Wolves in a door. Ezra and the Ghost Crew learn the Emperor has plans for the Jedi Temple on Lothal. And a world between worlds, while the other rebels engage the Imperial forces outside the Jedi Temple, Ezra gains access inside and experiences a revelation. Which I think is going to relate to that final scene in the trailer, which gives me goosebumps even now just thinking about it, which is Ezra standing there. He just looks up and he goes, time for one last lesson. And then behind him are the wolves, 3 wolves. Again, I'm thinking Mortis. And then his lightsaber just springs to life and is like, oh, things are going to get serious, dude. But Dave Filoni will probably get his final epic battle with wolves. So, I'm excited. I'm pumped. I can't wait. I think it's going to be awesome. Another thing was seeing Thrawn order a bombardment of the city. I'm like, oh, like everybody else, Thrawn isn't playing around anymore. But it's going to be interesting, especially since they announced they are making a new Thrawn novel, which I've talked about, Thrawn Alliances, which will focus on Thrawn and Darth Vader, which will be really interesting, because considering, as we learned in the Thrawn novel from last year, was it last year? I don't remember. The last Thrawn novel, Thrawn met Anakin Skywalker during the Clone Wars, and it was Anakin Skywalker who gave him information about Palpatine, which led to the Chiss Ascendancy setting up this whole thing so Thrawn could go join the Empire and basically serve as a spy for his people. Okay, I like the Chiss. They're kind of devious. They're kind of cool, so that was interesting. So I can't wait to see Rebels. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be heartbreaking. We are going to be saying goodbye to so many people, so many places. I'm really scared. I still feel like everybody is like, oh, Kanan's going to die. Kanan's going to die. I'm like, I don't want Kanan to die. He's my favorite. Don't kill him. So it's going to be hard. It's going to be heartwarming. I can't wait to see this final season. I'm sure a ton of you can't wait to see it. And We don't have to worry about being in the dark. Dave Filoni has admitted did admit Celebration. They are already thinking, they're already working on the next Star Wars animated series. Dave Filoni did an interview in October where he says they have plenty of stuff to explore in the animated universe. So there's going to be a new animated series. Don't count that out. Don't forget, Disney is launching a new streaming service, and they announced that they are exploring. They are doing the new Star Wars trilogy with Rian Johnson, but they are also exploring the option of, on this streaming service, doing a live-action Star Wars TV show, which is what the Clone Wars was doing, which was a Clone Wars experiment to see if they could do a live-action TV show. But they are looking into that, and they're also looking into another animated series. I want something to do with the Old Republic, so that's just me. I think it's cool. Because they took the canon out after Return of the Jedi. Well, why can't you bring that in to the Old Republic? Because there's a lot of mentions of it in canon. If you go in the Clone Wars itself, there are a lot of mentions of there are quite a few mentions of the Old Republic. I mean, at one point, they were actually going to have Revan, the spirit of Revan, in. Not good Revan, bad Revan. So, I think they need to do something with the Old Republic because they have a ton of stuff there they could work with. And it would be a little bit more interesting because you could get into, if they want to go dig deeper into the Force mythos, the aspect of it, that would be a good place to go because there's so much of it really in the Old Republic if you look close enough. So, I'm going to get going. You guys stay safe, stay sane, have a great weekend. I'm sending you all lots of love, hugs, and prayers, and may the Force be with you. Bye, guys.